Hey friends! So today I'm going to be doing another unboxing. As it turned out, taking all of the measurements and getting all the pictures that I needed of everything in the first box was a full day task, and I think I actually am going to split the boxes up into 3 videos and 3 days of filming just because this is really fun and I want to stretch it out. So I'm wearing this nice green sweater because I wanted to match this green box. It was originally like a wool suit box. You can see on the side here where it says that. And it has like a little bit of a label left on this side that says like what size the suit was, which is really cool. Well, I guess it wasn't a suit, it was slack pants, which we all know what slacks are. It's from Warren, Pennsylvania, which is kind of fun. And there's some writing up here on this box that says black shawl, lease calf, morning dress, black something print. So, I believe that this is a morning dress. We will find out. Okay. Opening the box. This is the one that I think I was the most excited for. Okay. I don't know that this... It says morning gown, but it is very beaded. Probably late stage morning. Oh no! The thread is caught on the beading. Like the embroidery work. This has gorgeous embroidery work that I'm going to take you in to see. The hook and eyes on this are caught on the embroidery work of the thing underneath. This is heavy! From all of the beading on it, no doubt. What are you? Okay, so this is like a collar, a decorative collar. That's neat, actually. That's very neat and clever because, you know, this could be taken off of your fancy morning gown and then probably worn with something else once, you know, you were over the death of your old husband and ready to go find a new one, which I'm sure was on everyone's mind. Actually, I don't think that the husband catching thing was much of a thing back in the day. I mean, for the first time around, but I don't know that they continued. Okay, so I've got some crepe silk in here, which is just a gorgeous, gorgeous texture. Let me pull it up for you to see. I am very much looking forward to getting close-up shots of that. And this here, we have some woven trim. I forget the term for this trim. I want to say that it's called like dust ruffle trim or something like that, because it sweeps the floor when you walk, which I don't know why you would want that, but this definitely does feel like silk, which it is incredible that this is as well preserved as it is, because like this is a Victorian silk shawl is what this is. I believe this is a shawl. Yes, this is a shawl. Oh, this is beautiful. Like, this is in good enough condition. I wouldn't walk around wearing this, but like, you hypothetically could. It doesn't seem to have any mothballs. I haven't found any. There's like a few places like right here where the embroidery is like coming up a little. But let me look at that little, isn't that fun? I mean, it's not supposed to be fun, it's serious business. This is a morning shawl. Very serious. No fun allowed. And the way that the light is hitting this silk, like this is gorgeous. I could see myself being a monster and actually wearing this out somewhere. But, oh, and both sides are embroidered. Oh wait, no, it's folded in half. It's folded in half and I'm done. Okay, well, I've made a mess of this. Is this a morning shawl or is this a tablecloth? because it's big enough. Were there shawls this big? Or is this a tablecloth? Well, no, because I guess if it was going up over your head, it would need to be pretty big. No clue. I'm just gonna move this aside relatively gingerly. Love how first time when I first started, I was like, oh, let me touch it with just 2 fingers. Now I'm like, I'll just throw the shawl over there. Now this crepe here. Oh, okay. This is exciting. It's still springy and spongy, the way that you'd expect a silk crepe to be. So this one is also a shawl, like a scarf. And it has, like, this is one that you would put on over your head. I wonder about the age of this just because of how good of condition it is in. Like I said, there's no moth holes. It feels like silk. It does not feel like rayon or polyester. We could do a burn test. No. No. And like, there's little spots where you can see spider web in it, like where spiders have gotten into the box and left little goodies behind. That is exciting. Wow. So I'm gonna take you in to see some dreamy close-up shots of this. The only thing that's really patternable is this thing, which is so cool. Like, this is so cool. And I can see this being a really important costume staple because this is obviously something that you could wear on top of your mourning dress, because once you get to the point of mourning where you're allowed to have, you know, bedazzlements, you obviously would want to, because mourning was serious business in Victorian times, as I'm sure you know. You weren't allowed to do a whole lot. And once you stopped mourning, then it's like, now you have all these black clothes, what do you do with them? Either give them to someone else in mourning, or hopefully by then someone else hasn't passed away and you have use for them still. But this could probably be used once you were done mourning on top of a gown, like maybe a blue silk gown with some black trim, and then, oh, well, look, I have this gorgeous piece of beading. Because this had to take some serious time. Like, this is so time consuming to do. So you would have wanted to really get some use out of it. And here is the sheer silk crepe. It's so beautiful up close, the texture and the way that it springs when you squeeze it or move it. It's really just lovely. This fabric really hides the hand stitches really well, but when you get very close you can see them peeking through in the valleys. On the reverse side of the hem, the stitches are almost invisible unless you look directly down the stitching line. I still just can't get over how gently and lovely this fabric moves when you touch it. This shawl has a small hem, a very, very large hem, and then 2 selvage edges that are just like this. They're kind of rolling under a little bit, but they aren't a rolled hem. They're just the edge of the fabric. I believe that it's woven a little bit tighter on the selvage edge, but I could be wrong. It does look a lot less opaque on the very edge, which would imply that there's more threads there. All of the stitch work is just so neat and dreamy. You can just barely see it. The embroidered shawl is really quite impressive, especially when you consider that this all had to be hand done. I got up really closely and it does look like a satin stitch, but just, it's so cleverly done. And then of course all of this fringe work, that had to be incredibly time consuming.
You can see tiny variations in the stitches like you would expect to see with hand-done stitches, but not very many. Whoever did this was incredibly skilled. The texture that's created by layering the stitches, especially here in this large fabric, is just incredible. It almost has a sense of movement. Along the bottom edge, there is this lovely border design that goes all the way around, and it is so beautiful. It's just the amount of care and thought that went into this piece that was just meant to wrap around your shoulders and your neck is incredible to me. And of course, without further ado, here is the coolest piece that came out of the box. You can tell that they did the embroidery work on top of this black netting and then attached it to the silk beneath, which is a relatively modern technique. This is tambour beading, I believe is what it's called. And it's just so incredible. Turning it around to the back, we can see places where the heavier beads were secured to the lining with some stitches, which is rather clever. We can also see places where it's beginning to wear, as well as some places where hooks and eyes used to be. I'm really looking forward to reproducing this garment in the future. One thing that really surprised me was just how thick all of the thread was. I think I'm so used to using very thin cotton thread that I don't really think that there's an alternative, and a lot of the problems that I have when I do embroidery can probably be attributed to using such skinny thread.
Thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. It means so much to me that you guys are interested in what I have to say, and I really hope that you enjoyed this because this was so much fun. And I'm really looking forward to, getting the dimensions of this and publishing those for you guys because this is so cool. Like, I want to make one of these, actually. I kind of really want one of these just, like, because it's cool. Like, there's so many possibilities. I'm sorry, I'm very distracted by all of the stuff in front of me. But thank you for stopping around, and if you liked the video, be sure to like it so that someone else like you can see it, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye, friends! I can't actually reach.